So yeah, shooting live again. So looks like we got well, I haven't fixed it yet, but we've got temperature down to the point where I'm going to be able to do something with it. So gave it a break, had a little lunch, loaded some stuff up on my Patreon. So we'll see how it goes from there. I'm gonna flip the, there we go, around to what we're doing here. Get the hand off the old, rotating the phone. What's going on? You can't, no, there we go. Can't turn the phone while recording. Hey, Jaime. So yeah, so there was what we had happen. You can see how that's basically slipped down there. It's still warm, but it's cool enough I can handle it. All right, so that's the piece that goes in the top. So I had to put that back in, and then this little bit of stuff here, that was the insulation that fell out. So I'm gonna have to repack that. This stuff here was probably right up through this part of the forge, which is why I got to be a little bit concerned, because this is basically only about 12 gauge steel, 14 to 12. So it gets relatively warm. I mean, it's all packed with insulation on the inside, so, but hopefully we can get that fixed. So I'm going to do that right now, and then we'll fire it back up again. All right. So you're going to be troublesome here. Change my angle. Let's see what that does to us here. I don't know. Doesn't hurt too much. That gives us a good angle. And have I got a slippy? No. We're good. Everything's in the picture. Cool. Yanga Forge. Yanga Forge? What are you saying? What are you trying to say? Alrighty. Yeah, then we're going to do is put the power cord into the tablet here, because she's sitting at about 54%. And it looks like we got a good weld. So what I'm going to do with this billet is I'm going to go in and just take the wire brush to it, clean all the flux and glass off of it. I put that on there because I just didn't want the car to build up. Alright, let's do this. So I'll probably shoot about another 25 minutes, which isn't enough time actually to get the billet fixed. Where's my bourbon? Damn it, can't work without bourbon. Going. All right. I can't do this with a hat on either. Is anything else in there collapse? I don't think so. Everything else looks good. Here. See, it's real frustrating. I had to give it about an hour or so to cool down, half hour to cool down, while I to do a 30-second to 2-minute repair. But that's life, right? Now, do I have any? I think I'm just gonna go running in, see if I've got any more padding. Not that it really needs it up in there, I don't think. Let's just see. No, it will. Actually, this stuff will still work. Get it in there, okay. There we go. Now, normally on the next forge, I'm probably going to have a lining of concrete in it as well. I didn't use that on this one. Alrighty. Yay! Excuse me. Now, back to work. Okay, man, I'm going to be gone for a couple minutes while I just go and give this a run on the wire wheel. Could bring it out, but it'd take too long to set up. So it'll only take me a couple minutes. Right back. You know what? I will bring it out. I can. Some things are just heavy. Excuse me. Of course, once I start this thing up, it'll probably send everything flying. I saw a big C-clamp here. There it is. Grab another C-clamp. Oh, that was smart. The joys of shooting live. Somebody probably saw that and went, ha ha, look what he's doing. He's gonna screw himself up. Ready, ready, lefty, lefty. Forward a bit so it's a little easier to walk up. There we are. You know, just because I know it's going to send everything flying off of the little benchy bench here. Move some things over onto the chair and out of the way. Some things are flying all over the place. so help me God, I did. Oh, I'd be so shot if I wrecked those glasses. Probably still will end up having stuff flying all over the place here. That's the one I'm most worried about right there. Everything else can fall and make a lot of noise, I don't care. Alright, let's avoid the water. Electrocution is not my thing. Shit's drying out pretty fast. Make sure we got power, because that plug doesn't necessarily work all the time. Well, as much as I didn't want to take the sander to this, I guess I'm going to have to. Alright, I shall be back. Okay, check gas. Clouds starting to get dark here again, so great. First bank good. That's life. I guess we can move shit back on. would give $5 to anybody who could find my wire brush. I haven't been able to find the damn light duty one. You are going to be right in my way, so I thank you for your service. Didn't quite do what I wanted you to do, but that's okay. Anything I could possibly trip on would get out of the way. Take two. Try to watch things a little more carefully this time. So again, we'll bring her back up to temperature. Our rain clouds are starting to form up, so that's not a good thing. Smash me flat. There it is. Hey everybody, Cody, Alan, the rest of the crew. So this is take two today. One ended up with a forge failure. The part of the door collapsed, causing some issues. It was little brick at the top of the door, and I managed to knock it with the billet and take it out. And so it was lying right in the way of where I was working, which unfortunately is about a 30-second repair that took until the forge had dropped down to the point where I could handle it with my fingers. So I had to wait pretty much an hour. I managed to upload some video to my Patreon and get relatively set up as far as my video and that is concerned, so it was okay. That's the thing about shooting live, you know, if everything goes right, you get a really nice, good, informative piece. Or you see me completely screw up and embarrass myself in front of all my peers. Not that I would possibly worry about things like that, but So we did manage to get an initial weld. I'm not sure how good it is. We cleaned off some of it, but it's going to be a little bit messy here, so I'm going to have to clean up my billet. Now, if this doesn't work, it ends up becoming a paperweight, like I was saying. If it does, I end up with a pretty decent little axe head. So let's try doing it this time without the oops. Yes, this time without the oops. Classic end of April mix, and I'm low on purpose. So this will probably take me about 10-15 minutes. What I was saying earlier, I actually checked the brand of files that I'm using, and they actually are old Nicholson files. And as I was saying earlier, the joy of using recycled materials is sometimes you kind of hit and miss about what you can get. The Nicholson files, the older ones, made in the USA, Globe, which is another brand name, also made in North America, German files, pretty good, English files, as long as they're older. The problem is with the newer files coming out of China, and even some of the ones you get in the States now, they're going to be a mild steel. So only the outside of them is actually hard. The inside is pretty much crap for what I'm doing. W2 is the most common in the older files, grade of steel, which will hold a decent edge. It's got a 1% carbon content approximately. I think that's about right. I'm sure there's people out there that, Nick and others, can correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then the other thing I've got mixed in here is my spring steel off of my old leaf springs. Again, that's probably running either 1060, 50. So I've made a lot of blades out of that stuff, and it works great. It holds a great edge, works well in the forge, blends well. Now the thing to remember though is any old steel that you're using, like I'm a big emphasis on recycling materials, recycling old steel, whatever. The thing to remember is when you're doing your prep work, clean it all up. You want to get all the rust off, you want to get all the old scale off. With files, grind the teeth down to the point where you're not going to get any cold spots, right? You want to make sure that if you're going to be welding, doing Damascus, right, or even just, putting a hard edge into an axe head, which is milder steel or lower carbon steel, that you're going to set yourself up for success. So cleaning it up as much as possible. Now I had to stop in the middle of this, so I'm a little concerned. I got a lot of the flux off of it. I'm using a borax flux. Basically it adheres, it makes the scale come off a little bit easier. Brushing it off helps. Unfortunately, during the winter, the wire brush that I had around here turned into a wooden stick with a bunch of rust on it. So I'm going to have to go out and get myself a new wire brush. So I'm just doing it old school right now, which is just basically knocking it off as I work. I can see the old flux bubbling on this thing now. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure I got a good weld to begin with. Again, I'm running at about 15 psi. Got about a 1/4 inch opening on my Ventura for my air mix. Now the regulator I've got, I can't run it any higher than I've got. It's 15 is pretty much its maximum. So I am in the market for a better regulator. I'm going by color right now. It's pretty much all I ever used to do. There's a couple of other things you can do. Some of I've forgotten. It's amazing the amount of stuff I found I have forgotten over the years of not doing this. Dick has been kind enough to remind me of some of them. About 10 minutes. Now, the surface temperature, when I'm looking at this, is starting to blend in. It's looking right. It's starting to lose the background color of the forge. But I still have to make sure that with a billet this size, that temperature is continuous all the way through. So I maximize the chance that my weld is going to be good. Now the idea is once I get this weld done, make sure that I'm happy with it, then I'll draw it down, squeeze it out a little bit. And I'm going to want to fold this back onto itself a couple of times. So I'm going to stretch it down, fold it back, probably stretch it down one more time, fold it back. And in so doing, also remember where my layers are, where my steel is, what steel is where. Okay, I'm looking good. About 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. Drop a hammer, get it all messy. Now this handle's probably warm. Oh, I'll just keep it out of the flame this time. Okay, this is looking way better than the last burn. Alright, here we go. No sunning? Nope, I don't like that. Not the right color. So the color on that wasn't good. There was some dull in it that I could see with my eye. I didn't feel comfortable with it. It was nice and hot towards the end, but towards my end, I didn't feel the color was there yet. So I just stuck it in a little further. Move my door up a little bit. Woohoo! Burn off some armpit hair. Better than waxing. Bah. Wax is for babies. Use flame. That's alrighty. We had a lot of crap on this. Mishka's magic powder. Nice crap bang. Back in she goes. Now, you notice I'm using rebar, a good long stick of it, on the end of my basket. Nick was pointing something out, Nicholas, everybody knows him as Grendel, was pointing out that some of the things, what he does, he tends to leave about a 6-inch stub of rebar or billet that he can grab with his tongs that are outside the forge, makes it a little easier for him to work. Now, if I had the tongs for that, I would try it. My tongs, like I said, they're pretty small. And I think this week, if I get a chance, I'm going to make myself up some new ones. I got a huge stack of rebar over there, and that's what rebar is best for, is making tongs. So that crack you heard, pretty much some of the extra skin, I put the borax on. There was already some slag on there from when I was firing before, and that was, and there was some on the, probably some on the forge, or on the, sorry, on the anvil. That gun crack was what you heard. It was that bang that blew it off. Kind of cool. Scares the hell out of my dog. It's funny, if I'm going out after a coyote, just use like the little pellet pistols, scare them off, make them run. She's all over that. But fireworks, heavy thunder, she's just not a happy dog. Ready to go? Lots of fire. Temperature's hot. I'm a happy camper. Take a walk. You know, Mike, I keep saying I've got to make tongs. I've got to make tongs. I've got to make tongs. Gotta make tools. I bet you by the end of the summer, you're still going to see me using a set of vice grips. I'd rather make toys than tools. And I know that's bad. So I think one of the, later on this summer, as things are progressing, I've got the components and the parts I need for the next forge. I want to shoot some video of doing that. As we can into the way. Washing and making flat. do a couple more passes. And drawing down a bit more. Hoping that weld is starting to kind of become more and more secure as I go. This is a job of, this is patience, right? It's too easy to rush yourself, mess up. You got to remember, you're dealing with really high temperatures. Easily burn you, scar you permanently. So you got to respect this thing. You can't be afraid of it, but you got to respect it. And an old friend of mine used to say, if you could follow the recipes in a cookbook, you can do this. Pretty. Okay, I'm going to give my handle a treat here. Cool it a bit. Like I said, I think that's about a 2-pound chunk. I'm going to make one more pass. Take another break. Yeah, magnets. Good idea. Ah, crap. of my door has slipped down again, which, as I thought, means that I'm going to be doing a bit of a rebuild. But I'm not going to worry about it for this. I'm too close to where I want to be right now, so. Magnets! Magnets! Ooh, look at the flame shooting out there now. That's probably because that door is out of that top of the door is gone. Happy, joy. We have a good weld. Happy, joy. Ah, my fire! No, good. Don't mess with it. Not funny. Heroin. Hey, Jim. Fire is good. It's keeping all the bugs away. There's a lot of bugs here yet. So coming, what I started with is the initial weld, of course, was downwards, squishing all of my pieces together. Last pass that I did, I turned it on its side, and if it was going to come apart, that's when it was going to come apart. It all held together, so that makes me happy. So far, anyway. coming up on... Hey, Grant. That was the second pass on that part. I'm going to do one more. Remember too is when steel gets super hot, it loses, magnets fail to attract, right? So it's another way of checking your piece as to where it is in regards to its heat. The magnet fails, you've got a nice hot piece. Way of saying it. We can do try squaring this up a little bit more. Stack is a little bit last pass. I'm going to clean it, let it cool. I'm going to take it, grind it, clean it up. Cut off the rebar that's on it, change it over. That's pretty much it. In between time, I'm going to take the front end of the porch apart. I might actually cut my back door tomorrow. That way it makes it easier for me to do that. But it also allows me to do through and throughs. And when I'm doing my heat treats, especially on the longer blades, I can put my chunk of steel pipe in there. It's actually square. I'll put that in, it acts as an oven, where it basically helps me distribute the heat a little bit more evenly. Last pass on this piece today. That's a good long chunk of video. 2 long chunks of video today. One with a mess up. Pretty happy with this. So the next stages I'm going to be doing with this guy. So I'm going to do the cleanup on him. Chop him up, clean him up a little bit. Well, not chop it all up because I'm going to be using that whole bar, right? I'm going to weld a new rod onto him. Then what I'm going to do, the next section is basically draw that out, fold it back on itself. And then this guy, like I said, I'm going to turn this guy into a small bearded axe. Hopefully it'll look cool.
squash that one more time. Right in the back. There you go. Okay. One more squash mate flat. Yeah, I can feel that forearm swelling. Wish I could switch it, but I can't. Not that kind of switch anyway. Yeah, a little bit tender. The bracer all of a sudden got tight on my forearm. $13.50. Okay, Nick, I'm just reading it. $14.50, most plain steel. Okay, thanks. Afternoon, Angela. Pass and I'm done. I don't think I hurt anything, you just swelled. Fighting. Hulking out here. Blabbing out here. Up like that, it's time to stop. Yes. Practice my social distancing and go visit my local welder supply and get myself a couple of wire brushes. It's hard when you're living on a rural area like we're in. A lot of the places are closed. You got it going well ahead. All right, puppy, off you go. my neighbor goes roaring by in their lawn tractor. That's it for today. I'll be here again on Friday. Probably work a little bit more on that, and I'll probably have these knives to look at anyway. So that's it for the forge. And again, keep your bourbon handy. Take care, guys. Yeah, I was leaning over a bit. I know, Nick. I could feel it.